Ooh, radio.
They're coming.
Fitzy and Wippa.
Their focus is extremely short.
How have I even got a job here?
On Nova.
Hello there, podcast listeners. It is Leno here from the team, joined by Sarah McGilvray.
Hello, Leno.
Now, in this podcast, you start handing out a lot of money before you've got it.
Yeah, do you know what? I believe in sharing the wealth. We should all be happy together.
Now, look, I'll admit, I was the first person you mentioned, so I'm set to earn a lot of money out of this generosity of yours. But some of the team members are not happy.
Yeah, some people deserve it less than others, and I'm certainly going to let them know.
Find out about that soon. Plus, there's some big Space Getty news.
Fitzy and Wippa.
All right, all the talk today, guys. Forget the weather. It's a $120 million Powerball prize.
23.
Get your lucky numbers in, guys. Everybody is
30.
thinking, what would you do if you won
32.
$120 million? Leno's got a bit of a theory here. I mean, what's your theory, Leno? If someone was worth $100 million.
Yeah, so say Sarah wins $120 million.
Yeah.
I'd say, Sarah, if you had $120 and I asked for $1, you'd be like, sure, I've got $119 left.
Yeah.
So why don't we just extrapolate that, make it, expand it.
Yeah.
Sarah, if you got 120 mil, can I have a mil? You still got 119. She'd be like, still, that's okay.
I would.
So in that theory, Sarah would definitely give you $1 million.
100% I would.
What's interesting about this topic was off there was a discussion about where the money would go if Sarah was to win the $120 million. Fingers crossed, Sarah, for you. And I recorded it, which was great. You have a listen, Fitz, to where we stand in this situation.
$1 million bucks, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million, and then for each of our family members they get 5 mil. And Snitch,
Yeah.
so that's 6 mil, and then so you've only got
Fitzy and I?
that's only 26 mil that I've spent for family and you guys. Then I've still got 94 mil.
Hello? What about Fitzy and I?
Respectfully, I did think about it, but what you don't need the money. Mate, you didn't give me a wedding gift. Why would I give you $1 million?
You don't even like the group.
I would still give him $1 million.
Not even a beer in it for you and I, Fitz, if Sarah wins.
Sorry, Fitz. I just figure you guys are okay, whereas I thought each team member here deserves $1 million.
It's $1 million.
Yeah, but to Leno's point,
Tax-free.
and it would change their lives.
Yeah, to change our lives.
No, mate, you'll be okay. You get yours elsewhere.
No, I
they
won't.
don't.
Do you know what I would do? And this would surprise everyone.
What would you do, mate? Buy band T-shirts?
I'd buy AGL and I'd get rid of all the coal.
No way.
Yep, straight away.
You might need a
no
little
one
more.
else. No one else has done it.
What, you and Cannon Brooks?
Yep, I'm
Partners.
going for it. It's the $120 million jackpot tonight with Powerball. Let's do a blitz.
Biggest ever Powerball.
That's right. I mean, we've got all the tickets here. We want to give them to you. $120 million tonight in the Powerball. Donna and Amy Plains. $120 million could be yours. You've got a ticket.
Yes!
What would you spend it on, Donna?
The double H, house and holiday.
Oh, yeah. Well said.
Would you give any family members any money, Donna?
Yeah, but I could just come and work at Nova and apparently I'd get some money if I worked there.
Well, Donna,
okay,
you got to be
Donna.
tied in the team with us to get the $1 million.
Yeah,
I'm
Sarah's
not just
gonna
giving
hand
it
it to
to
you.
everybody.
Sarah
I was going to get the mailman job.
No.
Yeah, Sarah left a few team members out.
No, I
which
did
is
not.
Really,
What about Pete Clay? Well,
said-
Pandemic Pete, would you give him a mil?
Pete's my boss. It would be inappropriate to hand money up
Oh,
the chain.
he's the only one. What did he ever do to you?
No, I'd give Pete a mil.
Vanessa and Leichhardt, you got a ticket to the Powerball.
Woo! Thank you.
120, where does your mind go?
First class everywhere around the world.
Yeah.
Please
Little
make
beauty.
it private.
So you blow it all up the wall. Well done,
Good
Vanessa.
stuff, Vanessa.
What a waste. Katie and Monavale, you got yourself a ticket.
Yay, thank you.
Tell us your dream, Katie.
My 4-year-old would die if I didn't take her to Disney World, so I'm winning it and we're going.
Happiest place
Awesome.
on earth, Katie.
See you,
and then
Katie.
and then you come home and all that money's gone. But well done. Mel in Northmead, you got yourself a ticket.
Woo! I got the winning ticket.
How would you spend it, Mel?
How would I spend it? I have a horrible teenage son. I'm looking at boarding schools a long way away.
Right.
You could just send him to the army. Good on you, Mel. Good luck. Tonight's the night.
Christian in Camden. Now, you're confident you're going to win tonight. You have that confidence,
Yeah, mate,
Christian?
It's all mine. Sorry for the other callers.
No, that's okay, mate.
If I do win it, or when I do win it, I'll share mine with the team as well. Like Fitzy, Sarah, Leno.
Good on you, Christian.
Wippa doesn't need it. He'll just throw it on the pile of the mattress in the back room.
If only people
don't
knew.
even try.
Only anyone knew. Christian,
No, we
thanks,
know.
buddy. Thanks, buddy.
And Alana, our last one, Picnic Point. You've got yourself a ticket. Well done, Alana.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Alana, 120, where does it go?
So I'm renovating. I would completely stop and buy a mansion.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, flick that. Tom,
What
are
I
you
would
telling me
do.
we've got more tickets?
Got another. I think I've got another 6.
Go, you good thing. Can we take
say-
6 more calls?
Yeah, if you want to.
All right, let's do it.
We'll put it in the NutriBullet and blitz it up. Let's do it again. Cannot believe we are giving away $120 million on the show. Leanne in Buxton, you got yourself a ticket.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Leanne, tell us what you do.
Chuck a Richard Branson probably buy a whole island.
Oh, fun.
Summer in Queensland.
Necker. I wouldn't mind neckering on with you, Leanne, on that island. If you
She's
know what I
married,
mean.
mate, and you're out of line.
So-
Good luck, Leanne.
Sorry
Thank you
about
so
that.
much.
Kim in Lethbridge Park, you got a ticket.
Woohoo! Yes.
What do you think, Kim? A racehorse, a boat?
No, buy Qantas and take all my grandkids around the world. Whenever I want.
By Qantas.
Yes.
All right, we better let them know that Kim is coming in.
She's making an offer. Stephanie in Campbelltown, you got a ticket as well, Steph.
Oh, thank you.
Talk to us, Steph.
Oh, we haven't been able to go anywhere due to COVID for the last couple of years. So I'd love to take my kids and my husband on a massive 6-week trip.
Oh, beautiful.
nice.
You
Could
wouldn't
do
buy
more
any
than that.
swords? No swords or old boats or maybe a pirate ship, Steph? No?
No, we're building a new house, so we're pretty much set.
Oh, put a pool in.
Oh, Steph, go a bit harder, would you, mate? Fire up.
She's
What, I thought you were going to say I want to go to Canberra for a week.
very frugal. She's got 120 mil and she's frugal.
Don't go too hard.
Susan in Carlingford, what would you spend the 120 mil on?
Hi, guys. I would absolutely love to take my family to the Greek island.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
I don't think anyone's dreaming big enough here.
Because
I mean,
how do you spend 120 mil? It is beyond
you go
the way
crazy.
the brain goes.
Like, let your mind run. I mean, I would hire out a mansion or something in the south of France, get Elton John to play every night for a week, take
that's-
all your friends and family.
I mean, you do that every year. You need to do something different with.
All I'm saying is,
You don't want to blow it all in 1 week. What a waste. Then you turn into one of those gypsies we
says-
talk about on the air and laugh at.
you may have blown 10.
Do you
Big
have-
deal.
Does anyone know if you have the option that you can get it paid like annually instead of
I think
all
there
in one lump sum?
is that option. I would advise that option.
It's very smart. Nick in Windsor, you got a ticket.
Hey guys, how's it going? Thank you.
Pretty good, Nick. 120. Talk to me.
Hey, so yeah, I got a 10-month-old daughter. I'd probably buy her a private jet and we'd just go travel around the world and do everything we could.
That's a bit
That's
better.
nice.
That's better,
I don't know if
Nick.
she can fly it though. That's
I
the thing.
like that, mate.
Sonia in St Clair, you've got a ticket. What would you spend the 120 on, love?
Oh, well, I'm dreaming big. I'm buying a whole neighbourhood, a beachside neighbourhood, and the whole family. They're all getting houses there.
How good is
Would be good to have a whole street to yourself. Do you want your family on your street though? That's the thing.
that? Sonia, do you work at the moment? Like, what would you say to your boss?
Come and live in the little neighbourhood.
Yeah,
oh, that's
yeah,
very
that's
kind.
good.
I thought get stuffed would have been the phrase.
Would you buy Neighbours, as in the TV show? Save it. Australia would
God.
love you.
That's a good point.
You know what? I haven't watched that in 25 years.
Oh, well, I hope you don't win because that's un-Australian, Sonia.
Isn't it?
So un-Australian.
All right, you've got the ticket. Good luck tonight. $120 million.
Ready to hit the road this summer? It's time to what if it.
Visit whatif.com to plan and book your accommodation, flights, activities, even car hire.
Plus, select hotels are fully refundable. Booking cancellation windows apply.
What if? It's Aussie for travel. Check government advisories before booking and travelling. We launch a bowl of spaghetti attached to a weather balloon 25 kilometres into space. People at Muswellbrook are fizzing.
Be the talk of the town. Definitely something to look forward to.
I'm excited.
Fitzy and Wippa are going to join the space race.
I'm Richard Branson. Good luck.
God, when Richard Branson put in a phone call to say thank you for another great adventure on behalf of the planet for contributing to space.
I'm still laughing at that dog that looked like Richard Branson the other day.
Okay, it's
That
got
was
nothing
funny,
to do
wasn't
with
it?
the
It was
spaghetti.
So funny.
Yeah, it was a good
So
laugh.
funny.
Good laugh. Nothing to do with the spaghetti, but my
love a
God,
laugh.
what was awesome at Top Ride the other day was just to have people, and Frank and the team there, for people to be able to taste the spaghetti. And it just helps build the confidence. It helps build what I think is a beautiful gap in the market. It's a beautiful taste. It's a family tradition. And I'm glad that everyone's had a chance to experience a little bit of the space spaghetti.
Guys, we do love our listeners on this show, and it was actually
Always, Tom.
exactly this time.
It's not what you say off air, Tom.
Doesn't matter. That is an off-air discussion. You got me, you dog. But 7 days ago, it was flying high. The balloon with the space Getty was flying high. But one of our listeners, George, has contacted us since then. And George has something that he would like to say to you guys. He joins us now. Good morning, George.
Good morning. How you going?
Good, George. You've obviously been turned on by the story so far of the Space Getty, and you're interested.
Yeah, I've definitely been listening along and have been impressed he managed to get Big John Tomato Spaghetti recipe into space. I'm actually calling from SPC, and I look after the canned spaghetti category. And given it's already been a great hype, and I've heard people have been calling into the show to try and get a taste of the recipe, how about we take it even further? So I've got an offer for you. I'd probably get into a bit of trouble for it.
Go for it, George.
Don't do it, George.
I'm thinking we can get the team at SPC to produce 1,000 limited edition cans of Space Getty.
Oh, awesome. Amazing.
And where will they go, George?
Well, that's for us to work on so we can get that to the hands of the listeners.
Wow.
George, this is amazing. SPC has been a producer of beautiful canned spaghetti and baked beans over the years, and this is something that could suit the range perfectly.
It can. I'd have to hold production for a few weeks so we can bring Space Getty to the people.
Oh, George, I wouldn't do that.
George,
I mean, the shareholders would be pretty upset with that. Hey, George, the other one is... George, probably your number one ambassador with SBC Spaghetti would have to be Shane Warne, wouldn't it? He takes it with him wherever he goes around the world.
It's a great protein filler, so always a great addition to any meal.
George, has there ever been an SPC product go 25 kilometres out of this world?
Nothing's gone that high, mate. Nothing's gone that high, but we can definitely make it a first.
This is a beautiful partnership. I see the longevity in this union, George, and I love it.
As that balloon has gone up so high into the air, George, I mean, your career could come down crashing as quick as that balloon did.
I just hope I don't get fired for this.
George, this is great. A couple of good heads meeting in the one space, Getty.
George, could we change the ad jingle as well to SBC Baked Beans and Space Getty?
Nothing's out of the question.
For hungry little human beings and aliens. Hey, George, this is so good. So, what do you reckon the turnaround time would be? I mean, if there's people listening right now thinking, I'd love a can of the Space Getty, like, what's the turnaround? How far out?
It takes us a couple of weeks to get it into production, so we'll get that turned around as quickly as I possibly can.
Right.
I'll have to...
Do you need me to come down to the factory, mate, with a big wooden spoon and stir up a pot?
I think the team would love that.
Great. I mean, I am in, George.
George,
welcome to the family.
Send us your resume as well, George, just in case things go south.
I might need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need someone in the mailroom here.
This is, mate,
That's
well done.
huge.
You've
Thanks,
made
George.
You've got your own can.
This is just phenomenal.
1,000 cans, limited edition run, guys.
Great starter.
SPC. It's a great starter. Mm-hmm. You want more than 1,000?
The people want more than 1,000.
We'll see.
We got a city of 6 million people, Tom. Everybody deserves a can of this.
Tom, when I said that we should get on the cans, I didn't mean that we
You want the midi-life crisis
I just
tour
wanted
back.
a big Friday lunch. I didn't want you to actually go to SPC.
Sorry.
I've made a terrible mistake. I'm so sorry.
You have not, Tom. That is very exciting. And George also gets a ticket to the $120 million Powerball, so he might quit his job if he wins before the spaghetti gets made. And is George in the running for 50K Fridays, Tom?
Yeah, George is. He mentioned off air that I think it's tomato season or something at the moment. So they're incredibly busy at SPC. So they will actually be stopping production of all the other items.
Get me to the factory.
For 2 weeks to get this happening.
Amazing.
That's the commitment. He obviously recognises how good it is.
Well done, George.
Go to George. I love you, buddy. See you soon.
You don't know him.
Over the big pot.
Byron Bayes, the Netflix trailer was released yesterday. This is a big one. A lot of controversy around it. The show was described as a docu-soap following a feed of hot Instagrammers living their best lives, being their best selves, creating the best drama content. # no filter guarantee.
Wow. Can I undo that for you? That's called a scripted reality. So where they try and make it look like it's a real show.
I like the hills.
Yeah. It's like a Poor Man's Hill says. If you've seen the trailer, it's exactly what it's like.
I mean, don't get me wrong. there's an element of you do want to watch this just to see what is going on in these people's minds.
And you do believe it, don't you think? Like, Fitz, you loved The Hills. I did too. You believed. You didn't want to believe it was scripted, so you just let that go.
Yep.
And then they put up stories about them on the Daily Mail, and so you just buy into it very easily.
See, Americans love this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? The culture over there is, they want to. Everybody wants to live that life. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, they're rich. Look what they're driving around. Look who they're hooking up with. Oh my God, they saw Kanye West at the nightclub last night. Americans love that, whereas Australians, we're totally different. We just instantly go wanker.
Yeah, but you reckon they're catching up every day, these Byron Bays, and they're hanging out. And, because it's Byron, the chat is just, anyone seen Chris Hemsworth today? No, you haven't either? Okay, all right, let's meet. Same time tomorrow. Good luck, everyone. Hemsworth spotting.
Okay, let's have a listen to the trailer now.
Byron is one of the most beautiful places in this world. Photographers.
Oh, that was sick.
Fashion designers. Spiritual healers.
We're all hustling to make a go of it.
Yes, finally here in Byron.
I'm here to take my music seriously.
I'm very nervous. If I have ever needed a big cold glass of Savvy B before in my life, it is right now.
Getting into our crew can be tough.
Shit's about to get interesting.
The girls haven't given her a chance. I feel like I'm in high school again.
You gotta stop causing beef between two guys.
But I felt like an outsider so many times in my life, and I've just had enough of it.
There is so much great that we can do in the world.
I just hope everyone finds themselves.
I don't know.
Sounds like they're so lost.
They must have been cut off from the locals because we know that there was such controversy around this. But it looks like they're on a house. They're in a house on the beach.
Yeah.
So the locals would have known where they are.
Yeah, I'd say so. And the whole idea is that people are coming to Byron. There's some people that are from Byron, but then there's other people who are moving to Byron to really soak up the culture and give it one last shot. But oh my God, all this drama seems to happen. I'm here for my music. Get out of my face and stop speaking to me like that.
And the Savvy Bees or whatever she said she's looking
wouldn't
forward
start
to
without
drinking.
a Savvy Bear. I think that was a he.
Oh, was it?
That was
What's
a
a
he,
Savvy Bee?
Savvy Blanc. Sauv Blanc. Yeah, a glass of white wine.
I thought it was a musician. I can't wait to hear Savvy Bee's new music.
It'd sound better as
Beach
well.
Road Hotel.
It's going to be really, really interesting. I think people will watch it, but you know what Australians are like. Well, as soon as we just dig our claws in,
Savage.
These guys are going to get absolutely.
Wouldn't it be great, though? I mean, the best way to sell it would be if it was, say, episode 1, the team take off to Nimbin. So it was the true version of what a tourist would do there.
Yeah.
Then they take off to some hippie commune that just makes mushroom smoothies.
Episode 2, day 3 at Splendour in the Grass after a 3-day bender. Now, I would watch that just to see how they're travelling.
Do the real version of Byron Bay. Tantric sex class coming up. Episode 4. Anything could happen.
Dave and Sarah hook up in Bikram yoga.
Having a Savvy Blanc. Savvy B,
Savvy
sorry.
B,
Savvy
please.
B.
Savvy B.
Don't give too much away. Shorten it even more.
Amanda from Carring Bar's giving us a call. What did you want to say, Amanda?
Good morning, guys.
Morning, man.
Yesterday, you guys were talking about a funny business name.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one down here in the Shire, so I thought I'd bring up and share it with you.
Love it. What do you got?
It's an awning company, and it's called Well Hung.
That's really good, isn't it?
That is so
really good. For all your awnings and whatever else you're thinking of. But, Amanda, do you think it's good for business?
Most probably.
It is. I think it's
a clever
quirky.
name,
It stands out. You remember it.
you
That's
don't
the other
forget.
thing as well. But the one thing is you don't want your wife ringing well hung all the time.
No,
That's
you
the
don't.
thing.
Darling, I've called well hung again, but we've got 5 awnings already. We don't need them inside as well. Why do you keep... It's up there with Jason Busy Fingers.
You have to prove that you're living up to the name. That's the thing.
Why is that?
Because it could be false advertising.
It could be. You mean if the awning was to fall off?
Test. And now it's time for Tom.
The overweight-looking Russell Brand producer.
Time. Tom time. Like that? Yes. Good morning, Fitzy, Wippa, Sarah, Matt DeGroat. Nice to see you guys. And the phone lines have lit up because everyone wants these Powerball tickets and the 50K.
Yes, I do. Tommy, is it the wrong time to bring up that you you had $2,000 stolen. Is that a legal issue that we bring up? You don't want to...
I got scammed.
You got scammed out of 2K.
Scammed, guys.
From that Nigerian guy?
Yeah, I know, and he seemed so sweet.
Yeah, I thought you were in love.
I thought he really did seem like royalty to me.
That Western Union bank account.
We'll leave that for another time.
Another
Thank
day.
you, Michael.
Another day, Tom.
Let's say hi to Mitchell in Campbelltown. Good morning.
Hello.
Pretty good, Mitch. Pretty good.
Great, Mitch. Probably could have put a bit more into it, but good luck, Mitch. You need to get the third one correct, okay, Mitch?
Yeah, and I should mention that's $250 cash to spend at whatif.com.
Love that.
What if it's Aussie for travel? Question number 1. The answer is either Fitzy or Wippa. Who said to the producing team in the office yesterday, guys, I've got an addiction to confess. I'm addicted to comedy. Who would that be? Fitzy or Wippa with a terrible case of comedy addiction?
Someone who's not funny, probably Wippa.
Mitch! Yeah.
From Phoebe.
Mitch, that is...
how's your addiction going, Whip?
It's pretty heavy. The weird part is it starts after 9 o'clock. Yeah. So, Mitch, you probably don't hear some of my best material, but I was on fire yesterday.
Usually an addict has to have one more hit as well, but we're waiting for your first hit.
It's got any time now, chasing the dragon.
Happy for you. All right, question number 2. Oh, guys, we've got an audio question from the man who pushes the button. It is the Honourable David Lennon.
Hi there. Leno here. Don't know why Tom asked me to pre-record this when I could have just turned my microphone on, but here we go. I came into the office to check what was on tomorrow's show when one of the boys said to me, Leno, you already know what's on the show tomorrow, so get the out of here, you mongrel.
Okay.
Who abused me? Was it Fitzy or Wippa?
It's Wippa.
Question, Mitchell, who do you think?
It's Fitzy.
Yeah, well spot.
Sorry, Mitch. And sorry, Leno. I had a bad day yesterday. You happened to be in the office, and I took it out on you, and I really apologise.
He is an employee, a friend, and a human.
I know. Have you caught up with the Chief Growth Officer yet, Leno, or no? That hasn't happened yet.
No, I haven't. My meeting's on Tuesday.
How tall are you?
5'3", but I'm hoping by the end of
growth
this year,
officer?
I'm hoping to be 5'5".
Okay, that's what he's offered.
All right. Question number 3. Oh, this one is disgusting.
Oh, no.
Who complained that, and I quote, the man who came over to tune his piano yesterday was an hour late after he got stuck in the rainy traffic. And then he got angry at the piano tuner because he stayed too long trying to make sure the piano was perfectly tuned. Oh, my God.
That'd be Wippa.
Yeah, it is Wippa.
You've completely made that up, Tom.
Oh, my
Completely made that up.
Unbelievable.
Do you want to say the business so you get the visit for free? Go on.
What, piano warehouse?
Oh, there we go. There's the one. Is the mini on the way?
No. That is not the idea, and that is a made-up story. This is third time.
Yeah. Oh, how dare you.
I want to talk about the art of parenting.
It is an art, isn't it?
I don't think anyone perfects it, that's for sure. But, you know, the best thing about parenting is that you actually, you take the things away from your parents that you want and you implement it onto your kids, but there's also other things where you go, I don't reckon I'll do that anymore. The one thing that I'm picking up at the moment, and actually, Tommy, if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind giving my old man a call.
Good idea.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, old Mick.
But I remember, right, one of the big things that I remember as a kid is that if I went to the toilet and I peed too loudly...
Yeah.
Like
you mean into the water?
Into the water, Dad would get really, really angry.
Why?
Where did he want you to wee?
And he had a line, right? There was a line that he said all the time that I would love to see if Dad remembers it. But you know what? I'm completely different with my kids, and I'm like, if you've got strong flow, I want to hear it. Go,
yes,
you can
celebrate
be you can be as loud as you want. So I'm asking,
where did he want you to aim?
Yeah,
back of the bowl?
Yeah, back of the bowl.
Right.
Be as quiet as possible. But I want to give Dad a call.
Okay.
And see if he remembers. But what I'm looking for this morning, letting your kids do things that we couldn't do as a kid.
We're a little bit more lenient on language in my house, right? Because my mum and dad, especially Dad, was so strict on language, and not just bad language, what you referred to things. Like a fart had to be called, in my house growing up, it was called a pardon pop. I've never heard that anywhere else than my house growing up. So as pardon me, I have popped.
That's etiquette, I
Where
suppose,
in
isn't
my
it?
house we're a lot looser, like I said the other day, when Lisa's dad came round and I was upstairs grabbing a seat, and Ted said to David, Dad's just upstairs in the thunderbox fighting a mud dragon. So you wouldn't
Very
have heard,
descriptive.
you wouldn't have heard that in my house growing
Yeah,
up.
see, you know what? That's great. And you know what? There's things that you take. You know, my parents were great. There's a lot of parenting techniques that I've used, that my parents have used, but there's a lot of others that I'm like, nah, stuff you. I want my kids to enjoy their life and get out
Oh,
and
he's
actually
angry.
have a life.
Maybe we shouldn't call your dad.
Actually, let's ring Mick Fitzgerald.
Okay.
I'm going to have a crack at him right now.
Hope he's up. He's probably having his first Bacardi.
I just hope he's alive.
Oh.
haven't called him for a couple of weeks.
I haven't checked in on him.
Yep.
Imagine.
Hello?
Dad,
Yeah.
it's your son, and we're on a radio station called Nova 969. It's the Fitzy and Wippa show. Everyone's here.
Morning, Mick.
Morning.
How are you guys? How are we?
Yep.
Yep, good.
Pretty good,
You're
mate.
right, Dad. How's your health? Just quickly, how's your heart rate, all right? You're not going to cark
Yeah,
it soon?
yeah,
You're
pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. What's up?
Now, we're just talking about, Dad, different parenting techniques and the things that I took away from you and Mum, but there's other things that that, you know, what I've implemented with the boys that I disagree with what you did with me. And one of them, Dad, do you remember when I used to go to the toilet and I used to pee into the water and you used to get really angry? Do you remember the line that you used to use on me all the time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You sounded like Niagara Falls.
That's
okay.
So,
There's
Dad,
a hell of a bloody noise coming from the toilet. I can remember that.
But where were you, Mick, while he was peeing? Like, were you sitting at
You're
the door?
walking past and you hear this bloody noise. And what are you doing?
Turn the tap off. Well, Mick, isn't it good that his aim was strong and you knew there wasn't any splash going on because, you know, he was on target?
Well, I just thought it was pretty unusual to make that much bloody noise when you're having a leak.
Do you know what, though,
Sure.
Dad? I haven't used that parenting technique, and I tell the boys I want strong flow. I want to hear it. You can go as loud as you want. So Huey and Lenny, they really, really use the target in the toilet, and they go for it.
Yeah, they probably do it on the walls and the floor too as well. Like you used to.
Hey, Dad, do you remember that time? Do you remember that time when you had a big night and you fell asleep on the toilet with your pants around your ankles? Do you remember that? And I found you.
Yeah, I do remember that, Ryan. Thanks for bringing it up. Yeah, that's really good, yeah.
And do you know what I remember? I was so worried that Dad was dead. I went and got Mum, and Mum came in and opened the door, and instead of Mum being worried, she just started laughing and pissing herself laughing straight away.
It's not fair, Mick.
Oh, I was the only one not laughing, I can tell you right now.
Yeah, you weren't laughing the other time when you... Oh, well, it was a family trip, wasn't it? And you were in the car and it overheated and you
Oh, yes.
opened the radiator and burnt your gangoolies, Mick.
Yeah, it's just starting to heal up now after all those years.
Hey, we're just talking about the parenting techniques that you implemented from your parents. What's the one thing that your parents told you not to do, but you let your kids do now? We had Mick Fitzgerald on before. I wasn't allowed to pee loudly.
It's not
and
fair.
Dad would yell from anywhere in the house, Sarah, this is not Niagara Falls. But now I'm letting my boys go for it. If you've got a strong stream, let it go. I want to hear that.
In reverse, will you let your kids sit in a vibrating massage chair drinking Bacardi as they grow up?
They are already.
they
Then
are?
he's 8
All right,
and
okay.
he's got his own massage chair.
That's cool.
Matt and Penrith, what did you let your kids do?
Morning, guys. I let them leave the table before finishing their food.
Ooh, Matty,
Yes,
you weren't
yes.
allowed to do that as a kid, were you?
Nah, not at all. But like, mine, as long as they're going and playing, they're just making more of an appetite. As long as they finish their food, it's all right.
It's you know what? What was the parental guidance? Is that the television show that was on? That did open my eyes quite a bit. That you do have to let your kids go, because the parents that actually won that show, who was voted the best parents, were the ones that just let their kids do whatever they wanted.
How is that best, though? Imagine if you let your kids run free.
Well, I think they established that their kids were the happiest, Sarah.
Yeah, but I think there's
in the
fine
moment
to be happy, but I think the lessons need to be learnt. I think it's crucial to have the lessons in place so they understand them. Then they can break them when it's the right time to. But if they don't know them to start with, well, they're going to be a mess.
Teresa in Miranda, what did you let your kids do, Teresa?
Hi, everyone. I let my daughter go to the fridge. We were never allowed to go to the fridge as kids because there were 7 of us.
Yep.
And Mum always said the next meal would be gone if she let us do whatever.
Yeah, right.
So your kids are allowed to go pick whatever they want out of the fridge, Teresa?
Oh, well, she's 23 now.
Yeah, right.
Still, I wouldn't let her. I still wouldn't let her, Teresa. No way known. Forget about it. Thanks, Teresa.
Marisa from Petersham. What did your parents didn't? What do you do that your parents didn't let you do?
Morning. We let our puppy, we weren't allowed our pets, weren't allowed anywhere near our bedrooms or anywhere halfway near through the house. So when we got a puppy a few years ago, the puppy and the cat have free range of the house. They can go wherever they want.
What, sit on the couch?
They can sit on the couch, they can sleep on the bed.
Oh, you're kidding
me.
me.
The thing was, I was too nervous to tell my mum that I let the dog sleep on my bed.
Oh, I met a girl one time and she had a huge Great Dane. And I went back to her place and there was Great Dane hair all through the bed.
Yeah.
I just added to that.
Fitzy and Whippers.
They're not facts, they're fantastical facts. They're absolutely not facts.
The fact. Shut the fact up. Tommy, you've handed out.
Yeah.
Facts to everybody.
Yeah, so you've each got a fact this morning. Now, one of you has a true fact, and the rest of you have false facts.
Okay.
I've got the true one.
No, mine is the truth.
You'll each get the chance to share your facts, and then this morning, our caller is Michael from Lewisham. Michael gets to decide who he thinks has the real fact.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That's how it works.
Well, I've said I do.
So, this morning, Fitz, do you want to kick it off with your fact, please?
Hey, do you guys know the game of tennis?
Yeah.
Andy Roddick, remember him
Of
from the
course.
US? I didn't know this, but Andy Roddick, this is a true story. When he played tennis in the Shanghai Masters, he had to change his name to Andy Rodman because Roddick is another name for male private parts
Rubbish.
in the local dialect.
I speak that local fact. Are you trying to sell that in as your fact?
Yeah, if someone needs you in the Roddick in Shanghai, that means you've knackered yourself.
You've been hitting the Roddicks.
So why did he choose Rodman?
Well, because it's not... Rodman,
Dennis Rodman.
Rodman is not the word for male private parts, Sarah.
But so he was then known as Andy Rodman.
I would suggest you've made a weak tie into a rod and a man's genitals.
Not at
I
all,
think
mate.
you confused it.
He was quite the rod man.
Well,
no, at school he's
that's
weak.
your fact for today, Fitzy.
You shut the fact up,
Matt DeGroot, do you want to give us yours? We have to decide, is it true or is it false?
Sure. Well, mine is in a similar vein, although is to do with the sport of poker. And I came across this when I was looking for stories the other day for the 5 to 6 show, the International Federation of Poker. They've set all the rules. They set all the rules for poker, and they have made a controversial change. This is legit. Yep. And I'm only saying it as a fact because it's so wild that you would think I'm making it up. But they have changed the rules of strip poker.
What?
That socks are now no longer considered an item of clothing.
Right.
So in the official rules of strip poker.
So if you need to strip in strip poker...
Yeah. And you take a sock off, doesn't count.
Doesn't count?
Doesn't count.
I don't believe that for a
Of course
second.
you would have a Google alert on this.
I mean, you may have done this level of research.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
concerns me.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like that might be right.
Okay, Sarah, with your true or false fact, please.
About one of my favourite people in the world, so
Here I
it has
am.
to be true. Leonardo DiCaprio's mum was looking at a Leonardo da Vinci painting in a museum in Italy when Leo first kicked, and that is why he's named Leonardo.
Oh, you do hear those stories. But easy to make up a story like that?
Leonardo.
Okay.
I thought it was I thought she was watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That might be my follow-up fact. Who knows?
That is not true, because what I have is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The beautiful Sydney Harbour Bridge. We've seen it, we've been it, it's iconic, represents the nation beautifully. 1932.
Yeah.
The paint colour used for the bridge, fact, is called King George VI, who was the king at the time in 1932 when the bridge was opened.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, but why is it called that? What's the colour got to do with the king?
They would have
That's
just
what they
named
named
it
it.
after him.
They named the colour King George VI. He died in 1952.
I feel like
There you
yours
go.
is right.
The
'cause
king
it's
at the
kinda
time
boring.
is the name of the paint.
Okay, so
That
Michael,
is a great fact.
Well, there you go. But is it true or is it false? Michael from Lewisham, you're there, so you have to choose which one of these was true.
I'm going to go, I reckon.
So you've got.
I reckon
Andy-
I'm going to go with Sarah because I love the idea of going to an art gallery and the correlation between the kick and the name with the Leonardo DiCaprio and the painting.
Well, I don't know about Rodman.
I feel like that was rubbish.
Don't know about Rodman. MDG Googling things about strippers. I buy into that. So I
About
think,
poker.
Oh, sorry. I think MDG's is the truth.
I feel like Wippa's is.
About the paint?
Paint
at the
makes
Harbour
sense.
Bridge?
It makes sense to represent the monarch.
I'm going to tell you, Michael, you have got it 100% correct,
Oh,
Leonardo.
Is that right?
Can
What a
you tell
great
us any
moment.
more, Says?
That's brilliant.
That's it? Yeah.
Two people enter. Only one leaves.
Lock the door!
There's 60 seconds. What? On the clock.
Time to dance.
It's time to play Last Man Standing.
A lot of effort goes into designing and engineering Sunbeam products to make life feel effortless. Sunbeam, live more effortless.
Do you know what I need? I need a new sandwich press.
Go on.
Do you like the Jaffle one where it closes off the toasty, or the ones that keep your toasties open?
Do you mean where it cuts it in half?
Yeah, it cuts it in half, but then
Yeah.
the Jaffles are the ones that actually close. I don't like those because they come out piping hot.
Right, you just want the hot tray.
You
the
need a little
flat
bit of air
surface.
in there, but before you actually sink your teeth into a toasty.
You got to be careful of the cheese too. True.
I mean, this is Sunbeam. They're going to look after you. $800 worth of kitchen appliances. Rod in Camden's up first. Hi, Rod.
Hey, Rod.
G'day, guys. How you going?
You're on the way to get breakfast now, are you, mate?
Yes, catching up with an old mate for breakfast. Haven't seen in years.
What do you normally have for breakfast, Rod?
Oh, a bit of a eggs Benny, but any suggestion, guys?
All right, well, do you know what? Tradies breakfast is a pie and an energy drink is always a great way to start the day, Rod.
Can't beat a pint of V.
Actually, did you hear about that gamer overnight that
What
went
happened?
24 hours gaming? Just drinking energy drinks the whole time?
Still alive?
During a competition, sir, had a heart attack in his chair. No. Oh,
Can really get in the way of a good
just
gaming
got knocked
session.
off at the end. Didn't win,
Damn.
unfortunately. Sophie, you're up as well. Gregory Hills. You've got little kids at the moment, Soph. Is that correct?
I do, yeah. They're running around crazy right now.
How are you keeping them entertained in the rain?
I'm not going to lie, they have been watching way too much TV.
Can
well
happen,
done.
Soph. Don't beat yourself up over it.
All right, Rod, you're going first. If you get one wrong, power goes over to Sophie, whoever has the power at the end of 60 seconds. $800 worth of Sunbeam appliances. Rod, your 60 seconds starts now. A box of favourites comes from which company?
Cadbury.
Yeah, that is correct. Anthony Hopkins stars in the movie The Silence of the What?
Silence of the Lambs.
Yes. Which country is home to the beer Victoria Bitter?
Country, Australia.
Yes. Thanasi Kokkinakis is famous for which sport?
That would be tennis.
Tennis is correct. True or false? The Earth orbits the Moon.
And that is true.
No, it's false. Over to Sophie. What is Pink's daughter's name, Soph?
Oh, I have no idea, Carl.
It's Willow. Back to Rod. Rod, which body organ produces bile?
The
Too long, Rod.
Too long. Liver. Back to Sophie. Sophie, where are you likely to find a glowworm?
Outside?
No, in a cave back to Rod.
Outside.
Outside.
I mean,
Oh my God.
it's a last-minute switch. Sophie gave it everything. I'm sorry. It falls back to Rod.
So
Congratulations, Rocket Rodney. Well done, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Lights, camera, clarity.
Ooh, Sarah. Kate McKinnon stars as Carol Baskin in the brand new Stan exclusive series, Joe vs. Carol, premiering March 4, only on Stan.
Says, let's get to the bottom of this fight on set. Tom Hardy, Charlize Theron.
Well done, mate. Yes. All right, so you looked so afraid.
I didn't know what to go with.
So Tom Hardy's responded to it. I'll start at the beginning, though. 7 years ago, we knew they had made this film. The two of them did not get on. Everyone went quiet, though, and didn't say what had actually happened. Respectfully, they all just shut up about it. But now there's been a book put out, and it's really broken everything down. And then overnight, Tom Hardy's responded. So we know that this is true. That's the thing.
Right.
So basically, the two of them, when they started on set together, obviously things felt frosty. She was a new mum who just very professional, comes to work, gets the job done. He's a method actor, gets lost in his roles, and that's sort of always been known about Tom. Anyway, the catalyst for the problem was this one incident where she's arrived on set. She's sitting in one of the vehicles. The two of them have got a big day of filming. They're in Namibia. The heat. Everyone has talked about how the heat.
Remember they tried to do it. They tried to do it out at Broken Hill,
That's
Sarah,
right.
but it rained and it was too green, so they had to go to Namibia.
Yeah, so they're all struggling with the conditions. Anyway, she sat in that vehicle, would not get up even to pee.
Yeah.
He was 3 hours late. He rolled in. He didn't apologise to anyone. He then was just sort of faffing around, not really getting into the filming, at which point she lost it, called him all sorts of expletives that you can't say on air.
F words?
F words, C words, saying he should be fined $100,000 for every minute that he's held up the crew, how disrespectful you are, all this sort of stuff. And they had this massive fight. The problem was that he then turned quite aggressive towards her, to the point where the movie company had to fly out an exec to be with Charlize because she felt unsafe on set.
I wonder what George Miller was doing.
Well, then George Miller banned this person from being on set
Right.
that Charlize had said,
Getting
yes,
in the way.
I want someone here. I don't feel safe on this. George Miller banned them from being on set, so Charlize never actually got any form of protection.
What a disaster.
So I imagine her feelings around the film are pretty poor.
So then either of them aren't in the because George Miller's doing another Mad Max.
Well, yeah, I don't think you're going to get these two together
No.
again. But having said that, actually, Tom Hardy has come out and said that he was in over his head. The pressure of making this film was overwhelming, and that Charlize deserved a more experienced acting partner than him.
So he's owned a bit of it.
He has owned it, and he said it wasn't great. It wasn't his best moment. So look,
Imagine being called that.
yeah, I mean, a lot of
Doesn't
language.
happen for about an hour behind the scenes here.
Now that when you hear something like that and you watch the movie again, because there is a hatred in the movie where they don't like each other, it actually works for the movie.
Apparently, the editors said that from day one, cutting tape, they're like, these two
See, maybe
hate each other.
that was his commitment. If I turn up 3 hours late, she's going to hate me, and that's going to make the role more believable when we act this thing out.
Yeah, I think their characters
Clever.
were supposed to get along, though, weren't they? I
Really
haven't
clever.
seen it. Anyway, this is interesting. Idris Elba has announced this morning that he's giving up acting. So, obviously, that takes him out of
What about
contention for Bond. Well, he said he wants to focus on music. He said he's dealt with the internal struggle of that over the years. I'm making peace, and I've chosen this is what I'm doing. Some will love it, and some will hate
Man,
it.
imagine if we're thrown to a song by Idris Elba.
I know.
Well, no,
Right
we
here
were
on
Spacey.
Nova.
Is it Spacey Jane have done? No, it's not. There's an Australian band that have that has done a song with Idris Elba.
Says that opens the door to your mate from Bridgerton.
Yeah, well, he's
What's
still...
his name?
Reggae Jean.
That's right.
Yes.
Do you know there's a dating show that's coming out and it's all set in the theme of Bridgerton?
Oh, course.
So there's no mobile phones, there's no modern day technologies.
Do they have flushing toilets? Because I think when people watch those shows, they forget that in that age they all threw their
I think so,
stuff
out the window.
onto the street. Yeah.
And says if you're interested in someone on the show, in this dating show, you then have to handwrite a letter to them asking them out for high tea.
Oh. March 23, the next series of Bridget, and I know you guys are hanging for that.
Can't wait.
Finally, guys, Kim Kardashian has just spent $100,000 having her Lamborghini Rolls Royce and, did you pronounce it Maybach?
Yeah, the car.
Sprayed ghost grey so that they match her house.
Oh,
great idea.
That's a great idea.
Yep, everyone should do that.
People with too much money, not enough brain cells.
God.
How many times have you been done in the same day? And you hear about this, but people going through a speed camera, getting done once, spitting the dummy, you know, speeding up even more, and then getting done again. I mean, those stories are, they're very funny to listen to, but it's not a good day for you. I know you got into trouble, mate, with the tunnel at the Eastern Distributor there.
Oh, that was a big one.
You refused to believe that there was a camera in there.
Yeah.
They were sending it to the wrong address, and you had five speeding fines.
And the rest, mate. I remember sitting down with your partner, Gary, Sarah, as a lawyer and saying, how do I fix this mess? He said, pay the fines, you idiot. See you later. He didn't care. But it does happen. I mean, there was one of me the other day. I had my phone in my hand and the camera from above took the photo. I thought it was Lisa because I saw the size of my breast. As it turns out, I just need to cut the carbs a little. 5 demerit points. 5 big ones.
I mean, and these are only fines. 47-year-old man James Langdon over in LA. James got up pretty early, 6 a.m. in the morning, decided to go for a walk. I don't know if we get done for this year, but you know when you go across a pedestrian crossing or you go across a crossing...
Jaywalking.
Jaywalk, yeah, he got done for jaywalking, Sarah, but it was a don't walk sign, so it was the little red man, and he decided to walk. Cops were there. They tried to apprehend him for jaywalking. He ran away from them. They caught up with him, tackled him to the ground, arrested him, gave him a court date. So James goes, oh, you mongrels, you got me, walks away. He's really angry.
Yep.
So that was 6 a.m. in the morning. 9:30 in the morning, he was so angry, he decided to grab a screwdriver and break into a building around the corner from where he lived.
Makes sense.
An employee caught him during the act, notified the police. Langdon was subsequently arrested again. That's the second time.
Bad start.
In LA, because there's this emergency $0 bail order that's been put into place, he was released after 3 hours at the jail.
Yep.
Despite being booked for trespassing, and they gave him another court date. James, stop doing it. You've had a bad day. Off you go. He just couldn't relax, mate. 7:30 that night, he's at the local 7-Eleven. He just started flogging stuff.
Okay.
Oh.
Third arrest, 3 in one day, Sarah.
Trifecta.
He is now in jail. His bail is currently set at $150,000. This is all in one day.
It's a bit extreme.
I mean, you would argue it's just a 24-hour period. Guys, let's just wipe that off the calendar and move on. I had a mate who was running late with his kid in the car, and they were going to Auskick on a Saturday morning. So he sped through a speed camera. Yeah. So he got done on the way to Auskick. He gets halfway there, realises he's forgotten his wallet. So he goes, bugger it, I'm going to have to go back. So he races home, speed camera gets him again, picks up his wallet, flies back to Auskick, speed camera gets him again. 3 times, licence gone, see you later, mate, have a good one.
Oh, that's stressful.
I hope he likes footy.
I mean, that's 3's the record at the moment, 13, 24, 10. Can you beat that? Emily and Ride, how many fines did you get in one day?
Hi guys, how are you?
Yeah, really good, Em. Hanging in there.
Well, I was driving back from my boyfriend's in the city, driving through the M1. Did not realise I was on cruise control, by the way. Did not realise there was that many cameras in the city, in the M1, and I racked up over thousands of fines and demerit points to the point where if I took one more, I would have lost my licence. So I did a bit of a sneaky and got my boyfriend to take it.
I see.
Oh, you can't do that. No, I won't even laugh at that. I would never consider doing anything like that. That's at this moment.
Actually, we checked our demerits yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm on 4. What's everyone on at the moment? What are we looking at?
I'm on 5. No, I've got the 1 plus the 5. I'm on 6 now.
6. Sarah, what are you on at the moment?
0. I have all my points.
We're so proud of you.
I get discount insurance as a consequence.
So you should, Sarah. You're a very good driver.
Thank you. No, I'm a terrible
Tommy,
driver.
Leadfoot?
Yeah, I know. I've in the Yaris, surprisingly.
Does it go over 60 in the Yaris?
No, it doesn't, and I've never had a speeding fine in my life.
Thomas Brian Ivey, put your hands together.
Never had a demerit, nothing.
I think it's
I
best
mean,
at
you
this-
ram-raided that petrol station once, but you've never sped, which is amazing.
It's probably best at this stage we don't cross to Matt DeGroot to
No.
find out how things are with you because you are doing the old...
Double or nothing. Yeah. So I expired my complete allocation of demerit points, and then you were given the option of 3 months with a suspended license or 12 months with, I think, 2 points. But if you lose it again, you lose your license for 6 months.
Oh.
And so I am about 4 months into running the gauntlet. But, so far so good. And speed kills, guys. So just back off.
Well said, Matt.
Thanks.
Yeah, it sucks.
All
But
right,
it was the mobile phone camera. That's the
Was
one.
it?
5 points. Get done twice, and you deserve it.
There's a message in it.
You don't
Crime
deserve
doesn't
that, mate.
pay.
We're just having a bit of a chuckle at this poor bloke. His name is James Langdon. He's been arrested 3 times in one day. It's just one of those days, when
He's
you
a
leave
bad
the
one.
house and
Yep.
it's one of these days where I'm just unfortunately just going to get absolutely stitched
Yeah,
today.
normally it starts with no milk in the fridge or something like that when you go for brekkie and then you're arrested 3 times. Kelly in Stanhope Gardens, how many fines did you receive in one day, or your husband?
It was my husband. Firstly, I want to say thank you so much for making me laugh every single day.
You're beautiful, Kelly. Thank you for saying that.
So he was rushing to get to work. He went through a red light camera, saw the flash. It was double demerits. His heart was racing, a little bit of panic set in, and he didn't notice his speed was still picked up. Went through the next set of lights, exactly the same thing happened.
Got him again. Okay.
How do you?
Right after each other.
What do you like as a wife in this situation, Kel? I mean, do you get angry? Do you fire up?
It was before he met me, and he's responsible now, and speed does kill, so let's just watch out on the road.
Well done,
Good on
Kel.
you, Kel. Well
Good answer.
said.
Rachel in Engadine, how many fines did you get in one day, Rach?
Morning, guys. Well, the good Samaritan that I was, I thought I'd be the designated driver. So I had to do 2 trips to the station, 1 trip there, one
Yep.
trip back. 3rd trip, same speeding camera.
Oh, you're kidding me. Do you know what, Rach? In that situation where you're the designated driver, there should be some sort of allowance.
I
Where you
agree.
go, I'm just a good human.
Yep.
I've done the right thing to help everybody else out.
You guys are enjoying yourself. You're half tanked in
Mm-hmm.
the car. I'm driving everybody around, and I've had to cop all these fines.
Rach, that's a stinker. You don't deserve that. Ben, welcome to the show. How many fines did you get in one day?
Hey, mate. I basically got 3. I did fit out in the city, and I got 3 parking fines, and then luckily someone gave me a call because my number was inside of the ute because my ute nearly got towed. I had to run down from the hotel and then move my ute.
Benny, you know what? After you first, I understand you'll have another crack. You maybe roll the gauntlet, go again. But after your second fine, aren't you trying to find a park that's legal?
Well, it's hard in the city when you do fit outs. Like
Yeah.
all your tools and everything, you got to keep going back to your ute.
Yep.
So usually I just cop it, and after you get the first one, they don't really bother you. Like, they see the ticket on your window and they just leave you alone.
Yeah.
But,
As it turns out, they do, Ben. Yeah, you learned the hard way.
Well
Thanks,
done.
buddy.
Darren in Mount Druitt, how many fines in one day, Darren?
4.
Darren, it's a bad day, mate. What happened?
Mate, on the way to work, left home about 10 minutes earlier and got done on a Luxford Road for 70 and a 60.
Yep.
And he wanted to book me for the number plate. The tow ball was obstructing the number plate. I had
Oh,
a
give
old
me a break.
HJ wagon.
Come on.
It was set up and sort of sat partly in front of the... And he said, look, I'll let you get away with that, but make sure you get it off before you go home tonight. And I said, yep, no worries, too easy. So I got the one fine there, drove into the city. I was working first day as a courier over the Harbour Bridge, left north and south. Got a parking fine. Then on the way home, got done at Carlingford Road doing 82 in an 80 zone or something. And he booked me for the number plate being obstructed by the tow ball. I said, the copper this morning said, mate, that's not going to happen. You'll be all right. Mate, I give up. I resigned that day.
The Fitzy and Wippa Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.